I'm Jesse. I'm from New York Liberty Radio, and a long time ago, I used to think that the government could protect me, and I had this thought. I might have been a little on that side of things, but we all saw that we can work together. You know, we can come together. But on 9/11, when I saw the most sophisticated air defense system in the world not able to defend the highest guarded airspace in the world, the Pentagon, I was talking to a guy from the Pentagon recently. I said, well, maybe I need to find a way to defend myself. If that can fail, I need to be able to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking with someone from the Pentagon who said I should have an open mind and we should compromise, and we can compromise on this. And you know, I said my mind is very open. I'm open to the fact that my government might not always protect me or might not always have my best interests in mind. And I said, well, let me ask you guys, do you guys intend to compromise?
No!
And then I said, you know, we've seen what compromise looks like. Did you like compromising and having a free speech zone?
No!
Did you like compromising and having your body naked scanned to get on an airplane?
Won't do it!
Did you like compromising and allowing the president to kill outside the authority of law?
No!
So are you going to compromise your ability to defend yourself and your family?
No!
That's right, and that's what the founders knew. That's what George Washington knew. He knew you don't compromise a right. It's not something you compromise on.
Not for sale.
So, yeah, it's not for sale.
Yeah.
You want done right, do it yourself.
So instead of compromise, we're here to exercise, right? Exercise your right.
That's right.
And when Homeland Security purchased 7,000 guns that look exactly like the big scary guns we're talking about, they call it a personal defense weapon. And that's what it is. It is a personal defense weapon, right? But when they want to take it away from you, something that looks like it, they can only shoot one bullet, one trigger pull. That's
different.
Yep. It's a crime gun. No. Do you own a crime gun?
No!
You own a personal defense weapon. Maybe you don't own a personal defense weapon.
Yes, I do.
But don't call it a crime gun. Yeah. But it is not a crime gun. You don't own a crime gun. You're a law-abiding citizen.
It's a modern sporting arm.
Right. Yeah.
The modern musket!
They talk about, yeah, they say it was muskets, right?
That's right.
They were only trying to take away muskets. Well, they were trying to take away cannons. They were trying to take away bullets. They were trying to take a lot of stuff away in Great Britain. So that's it. New York Liberty Radio, and join the Second Amendment United groups. Let's all talk.
Hey!
Okay, something that we're going to be doing, one of our guys here, Brian, is going to be reading something called the Declaration to Defy the SAFE Act, and we're going to pass out copies of it, and we're looking for everybody to sign it, right? Because we're going to gather them all up and bring them into the LOB, the lobbying building here, and deliver them to all the legislators. And probably, I don't know if we're going to do that today, or we might do it next Tuesday when we come back here, okay? So if you're interested in signing it, we're passing it out now, and Brian's going to be reading it in a minute. But first we're going to have Joel Thompson sign.
I don't have a big voice, but I'll try my best.
We got big ears. Come on. Bullhorn. You want to use a bullhorn?
You want to use a bullhorn, Jill?
I don't know. You tell me. You just let me know.
Yeah, use that.
Go for it. All right. Let them hear you.
Let them hear us inside the building. Not just us. We know what's right.
Hold it first. Just straight at that. There you go. These arms are dangerous.
There you know. Too complicated. Yeah, right. Has it got a grip?
Hello. Liberty!
Liberty!
Can you turn it up?
Has it got a volume?
Turn around the other side. So turn this, there's a round side, the square side. Use the square side.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Joel Thompson. I'm from T, New York, which is the largest Tea Party group on the western side of New York State. I just want to say that first off that I'm really encouraged by FOM and his message from Occupy, because we have because it's all about unity, as the girl said. We have a problem when Ronald Reagan said, the people who you disagree with, or excuse me, that you agree with, 80% of the time are not your 20% enemy.
Right.
And sometimes within, when the media has done a very successful job of vilifying the Tea Party, we find that people we inherently agree with, more than 80% of the time, make enemies of us. So I want to encourage you, yes, to stay unified, and we really need to capitalize on our strengths and the things that we agree with.
Thank you, Karen. I hope that's the way.
Phone number. I'll give you a call. Oh, I got one. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
So our strength, our strength has been in on all of our affiliate Patriot groups and our membership, who are very diligent. However, we have been, we also have recently established a Second Amendment Coalition at Western New York, which we send out alerts when we have a meetup. But it's our membership that has really been very diligent fighting issues for the past 4 years now. But sometimes we feel like we're at Valley Forge, getting ready to eat our shoes.
Thank you.
So when 3,200 people showed up at our rally in Buffalo,
Hey!
Yeah.
woo!
Our number.
So the cavalry. So I want to thank you all for being the cavalry. You've got our backs. But we also wanted to say that, with the Tea Party, we've had a lot of successes all across the Great Plains. But here in New York, we haven't had a ton of successes. And it's been very frustrating. And I used to say that we're on the front lines here, but now I believe we're behind enemy lines.
Very good.
So I just want to again thank you for being the cavalry, and I want to encourage you to stay connected and don't believe for a moment that somebody is doing the job. Once we start gaining ground,
Right.
we maybe succeed a few maybe legal victories, or something gives a little. Don't sit
quit.
back and imagine that other people are doing the job. We need to keep the press. The time to keep the pressure on. And again, another useful thing is to have. We always need creative solutions. Like for instance, with all the sheriff's departments that are getting on board, it occurs to me that maybe we can get our sheriffs to train our militia. Just ideas that we can throw out. But with that said, I just want to share with you just the highlights of a letter from Sheriff Tim Howard of Erie County, where I live. And I have to tell you, I have never been prouder of any elected official in Western New York, in Erie County. This is an awesome thing that he's done. And I want to just read you the highlights. To the citizens of Erie County, from the Erie County Sheriff's Police Benevolent Association. These are just the highlights. Our membership, like many citizens of New York, are outraged at Governor Cuomo's unprecedented attack on our Second Amendment rights. He goes on, there's a widespread misconception that law enforcement officers favor additional restrictions on firearms ownership by law-abiding citizens. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah.
The right of self-defense is an inherent right bestowed upon us by our Creator. It is not granted to us by elitist politicians like Andrew Cuomo and Sheldon Silver to be denied when they see fit. Do not be misled. The Second Amendment is not about hunting or target shooting. It is about the right of law-abiding citizens to defend themselves, and is the last line of defense against an overreaching and tyrannical government.
Yeah! You bet!
On January 24, 2013, the Erie County Sheriff's PBA unanimously passed a resolution of non-support for the New York SAFE Act. We will work tirelessly to see this law overturned. We will commend and will support those elected officials with the courage to oppose this misguided law and condemn those who did not. We are citizens first and police officers second. We We do not pick and choose which amendments of the United States Constitution we will uphold. Politicians
should
who swear
encourage
an
these
oath to
people to bring
uphold the
their kids on the
Constitution should do
cruise
the
also.
same.
You got a target for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pull that for you. Get your hat back on. Right.
Thank you, Joel.
This is going out on it.
So somebody, I saw on Facebook recently this analogy for compromise that I just want to share. You guys might have already heard this before, but the analogy was a cake. Okay, so say there's a cake and it says, you know, Second Amendment rights. And then someone says, well, why can't we compromise? And then they take a slice out of the cake. Every time we compromise, we're giving something up. So now the next compromise comes. We give a little bit more of that cake away. Before you know it, we're fighting over a sliver. Meanwhile, look at what we've already lost.
Right.
In every battle to compromise, do we ever get anything back?
No. No.
It's gone. All they're doing is taking more and more of it. And I think that's a good way to explain to people about, you know, why can't we just compromise? Why can't we just work together? Can't we have reasonable regulations? Well, what's reasonable to you is one thing, but where are they really going? They're really going to take the whole cake.
Yep.
That's really what they're
That's right.
And so that's why it's baby step toward their end goal, which
And
is
they're
for us
taking away the forks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting my money now. They want my guns.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Okay, so okay, now Brian is going to come up and he's going to read that declaration to defy the SAFE Act.
Great.
Overturn.
What?
Overturn.
Oh, it says defy here.
Paul.
Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to Valley Forge, New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wrote this here declaration, and you all have copies, and I also printed out here a list of all the Assembly and Senate on how they voted, and there's also a link list where you can print out more of these. There's also the two-page easy to read with larger type version. So the copy that you have now, there's 500 copies, and there's 212 mailboxes in there that need to get filled. One for every senator, assemblyman, and hopefully a stack for the governor. If you like what I have to say, put your name down on the bottom of it, and later on we're going to go and stuff the mailboxes. And also print it out at home, and then go to your local district, your county, and make sure you visit those offices and let them see you. Here, I'm here to drop off this petition. I'm here to drop off this lawsuit, whatever it is. Whatever you have to say, you know, let them see you. Be the lobbyist, and make sure they see you and get in their face. Okay, one thing briefly I wanted to mention before reading this. It occurred to me over the last couple of days, and I've been floating this idea around, that maybe we should discreetly approach some of the arms manufacturers and distributors, because as you know, Homeland Security ordered 450 million rounds of 40 caliber hollow point. That's to kill American civilians.
That's right.
And also Social Security ordered put a bid out for 174,000 rounds of 357 SIG. You got to wonder what Social Security wants it for, unless they're expecting economic unrest, and maybe those checks ain't going to
IRS.
And as you know, recently someone mentioned that DHS just put in a bid for 7,000 selective fire AR-15s for their agents.
Imagine that.
And so we might want to talk to Federal Cartridge and Armalite and Remington here in New York State and ask them, are you okay with filling this order? They might want to think about it, because the guns that they're making today might get pointed at them tomorrow.
Good point.
Anyway, I'm going to read this. All right. The Declaration overturned the New York SAFE Act of 2013. We, the people of New York State, that is the natural persons lawfully